Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
I talk, you listen, or you turn the channel. Either way, I'm still gonna talk.
I'm still talking.
Oh, hey. Welcome to Still Talking. I was just writing down maybe some stuff that I could talk about today. Because that's the way it goes around here. I walk in, start setting up the show, look over at Josh, who is the director in the booth, and the fantastic Fact TV worker, and I say, Josh, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about yet. He's like, don't worry, you'll think of something. So I jotted down a few things. Maybe we could talk about some of the news that's been going on, although it hasn't changed from 2 weeks ago when I was here. And sorry for missing last week, but I was supposed to have a plumber come into the house. He got tied up with other stuff because, you know, he's an older guy and he's got lots of work. And, you know, sometimes you just get tied up and you can't, you know, I tried calling 8 or 10 different plumbers in Keene, and as soon as the words come out of my mouth, yeah, I'm in Tanglewood and I need this pipe fixed under my trailer. They're all like, nope. A plumber that won't crawl under a trailer to fix a pipe. So, you know, nobody wants to do the damn work anymore. And it's sad that, you know, it comes down to a 65-year-old guy who would love to retire, but he can't because, people, like he said to me today, he said, people depend on me. Yeah, and that's what it comes down to is you have to think about other people, not just about yourself. Your happiness is great, you know, but if you do a job, you have to be willing to do the damn job, you know? All right. So, like I said, the news has been pretty much the same. It's war and hate and famine and crime and dissolution. Is that a word? Yes, it is.
I think you're going for desolation, maybe?
Maybe desolation, yeah. Yes, thanks, Josh. So dissolution, not a word. Desolation is a word. And I should have known because I came from that, you know, Bad Company, Desolation Boulevard thing. So probably the biggest thing was daylight savings time. That happened last week. You know, this is November the 13th, and like I said, daylight savings time, man, it never really used to bother me. But, you know, medical people say that setting the clocks forward and back is bad for people. It messes up your whole internal clock. My mother, who has dementia, it really messed with her because instead of waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, now she wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, it's sad. The first night after, we sent her back on Sunday night, and then the next Monday morning, she was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, up and raring to go, you know? So what's my choice as the only caregiver? I can't let her wander around the house by herself with, you know, basically no supervision. So guess who else got up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Me. So daylight savings time, I don't think it's necessary. Again, the arrogance of the human race says, hey, we can control the amount of light by what time we set our clocks to. Maybe it's playing God, maybe it's not. I don't know. But farmers don't really need daylight savings time. And I believe at first it was because of the farmers. Because a farmer gets up when the sun comes up, goes to bed when the sun goes down. Or pretty close, I don't know. At least back in the old days, in the really old days, that's what you did. You woke up when it got light out, you went to bed when it got dark out, no matter what time it was. It didn't matter. Especially before electricity. Because when it got dark, you were in the dark. And no TV to watch, because there was no electricity. Or cameras. Anyway, it's a pointless act. A lot of places don't even do it. And, New Mexico, places in New Mexico that don't do it, I believe Indiana doesn't do daylight savings time. So let's just wipe it off. I hate it getting dark at 4 o'clock, we all do. But guess what? That's the way that it works. It's the way the earth works. It's the way everything works. The sun's at a lower angle. So when we're up here in New Hampshire, we get less daylight. That's all there is to it. We can't control it, just like we can't control the climate. Something else has been bugging me. I got to go back to drivers. People in Keene, driving, because my job is driving. I deliver pizzas. And before I do that, I got an email from Gage. And I didn't bring anything long enough for me. Hold on, right there. Gage emailed, said, hey, I like the new things you added in the background. And I was like, those are real. Some things you see in this picture right here might not be real. I'm a hologram. That's right. Stuck down here, just a little projector in the Fact TV bunker that shows me and all I do and all I am and all I'll ever be. So I had to do that when I remembered it. I didn't bring the email with me, but it was from Gage. Thanks, Gage, for the email. Keep them coming. I'm glad you like the show. But yeah, he said, I didn't notice those in the first couple of episodes. And I said, oh no, those are really here. And I'm pretty sure most of you realize that all that might not be here. Keene doesn't have that much money, and Fact TV has even less than Keene does. So they could use more. So, give a call, donate a little money to Fact TV. They're a nonprofit. They help, help all us young, budding TV stars to be able to come in here and have a good time and let a little steam off and get away from our real lives. So back to drivers. The other night I was out delivering and I had finished a delivery and I was on my way back to this shop. I was going south on Main Street, getting ready to turn onto Eagle Court. Because that's, the way that you have to do a U-turn right there. You can't just do a U-turn. You have to take this side road and go around the back horseshoe job. So there was a line of cars coming north in the right-hand lane. The front car in that line had his directional on. So I was like, okay, I gotta wait for this line of cars to go by. Well, this guy stopped before the intersection. It confused me because, as a driver, I know that you don't just stop in the middle of the road with your directional on. You know what he did? Or she. Couldn't tell because it was dark. They pulled onto Emerald Street from the right-hand lane of the northbound traffic onto Emerald Street. Listen, if you have no clue, then you shouldn't be behind the wheel of a car. When I go someplace, I know where I'm going, I know how I'm getting there, I know at any point along the route, for the most part, which lane I'm going to be in. You drive with a plan. You don't just go out willy-nilly driving around and figuring out where you're going to go when you get there. So, I don't know. It's just dumb. Drivers. Anyway, what else have we got? Oh, I saw a thing the other day. It was a teacher. This teacher, I guess, had been teaching for a long time, and she found out, or she figured out, that at this point in her life, she makes a butt-ton more money doing OnlyFans. One of these new, I've never been on it. I don't care to go on it. But apparently it's people doing stupid stuff and other people sending them money for doing stupid stuff or taking their clothes off. A lot of women, I guess, take their clothes off and, their OnlyFans fans send them money to take their clothes off. To me, that sounds like exploitation of women. And as I grew up, it was a huge fight over the exploitation of women, pornography, sex work, all this stuff was bad. Now it's just like, hey, you want to make extra money? Fire up your computer, laptop, camera, and take your clothes off, and people will send you money. I'm thinking about going on OnlyFans and starting a page of my own and taking my clothes off and having people send me money to put them back on.
Get your damn phone, Rick.
Yeah, it's Mom, and I ain't got time for that right now, Josh. I told her I can't answer the phone in the middle of a show. But she probably changed the channel or she did the dishes or something, and she always calls me and tells me when she does something. And I know that was my mom because it rang like once and then stopped real quick. So, because again, she's got dementia and she forgets how to use the phone sometimes and how to make it, stick. So, but as soon as I get done filming this, then I'll give her a call before I head home. The internet should have been a great thing. The amount of information that you can get from the internet, the being able to stay in touch with people is a good thing. Being able to, even share pictures with friends and family all over the world. The internet allows us to do that. The internet also, I believe, will be the downfall of our society. For one reason. Evil people. Identity theft is a lot easier with the internet. Exploitation is a lot easier with the internet. The internet makes blackmail a lot cheaper because you don't have to, pay for all the stamps to mail out them dirty pictures of people doing bad stuff to other people that they know. But social media, for one, does nothing but cause arguments for the most part. You've got the sites like TikTok teaching kids, to eat a spoonful of cinnamon or to try and light their farts on fire or, do stupid crap like that where they actually can get hurt. But nobody says anything about it. Oh, it's just kids being kids, I guess. Yeah, kids being kids. When they die, that's not a good thing. It just, again, it's a tool It can be used for good. It can be used for bad. Like a gun. A gun can be used for good. Guns were used for killing our food, for keeping ourselves safe. Evil people turn guns into something bad. Fire. It's a great thing, but it's got its bad side too. You know, there's two sides to everything, and you have to look at both sides. And the internet and social media, again, with like TikTok and OnlyFans and, you know, these surveys that come up on Facebook, don't do them. There are people fishing for password information, and but oh no, you get drawn right in. You know, what's your favorite color? Where did you go to school? Who was your mother's maiden name? You know, all these questions that, you know, you just go, oh, I'll do this whole survey. And pretty soon, boom, somebody's stolen your identity. I wish somebody would steal mine. Then they could see what it's like. You know? Seems like you'd only steal the identity of rich and famous people because they're rich and famous, which is hard to pull off, especially if you don't look like them. You know? Other crazy things other than the internet, which, I mean, we could talk for hours about the good things about the internet, the bad things about the internet. And, you know, everybody's like, oh, the internet's great technology, blah, 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 it can help us in life. What it's done is, again, it's made us lazy. People don't pick up books anymore. They go on the internet. You know, they read crap on the internet. You don't read a newspaper because you get all your news on your internet or your phone. You don't look both ways before you cross the street. I know because I almost ran somebody over who just walked out into the street while they were looking at their phone. Look, if I can't look at my phone when I'm driving, you shouldn't be able to look at your phone when you're walking. It's that simple. Oh, things that drive me crazy. The next one's Thanksgiving, coming right up around the corner. When all the family and friends and relatives come over, you have to cook all damn day. Nobody gets any rest. Kids are running around screaming and crying and throwing fits. Fighting with your relatives. You know, and if you've got a mixed up family that's got, you know, some Democrats, some Republicans, liberals, conservatives, blah, everything in between, you know, you go through a whole, the happiest Thanksgiving day is the day when everybody comes over and nobody says anything. You know, there's the rule, the Thanksgiving rule, no talking. Come in, sit down, eat the damn bird, and get out. You know? So otherwise, so many families break up at Thanksgiving time. I can't read that other one. Oh, that was just scribbles. Because, again, it was another one of those days where I'd like to talk about news, but you can't really talk about news because the only news that you see is wars and protests and, oh, I know. What's with these protesters and the face masks? That's what I want to know. Why is it when you go to a protest for something that you supposedly believe in, why do you want to hide your face? Why not take ownership of your feelings and your actions? It's like the George Floyd riots that were all around in 2020, when everybody, you could tell the people that showed up to protest because they were holding signs, they were showing their face, they were showing their support. The rioters came in, they've all got black masks, black suits, black backpacks filled with concrete blocks to throw at stuff. That again ties into, you know, one of the things about the internet is the anonymity. Well, you know, if I put a mask on, nobody will know who it's me. so nobody can come after me. Good thinking. So your neighbors won't come down and kick your ass when they find out that you're a total douche, you know? So you wear a mask. That way nobody knows who you are. You can voice your anonymous beliefs, which you must not believe very much in because you're not willing to show your face and say something. You know, I get a lot of emails. Hey, Rick, I don't believe in what you said on your show the other night. And, you know, I don't like you for that. They're basically anonymous. All I can say to them is, come down, sit in front of a camera, and tell me what you think. Yeah. Because that's the way people know what you think. Otherwise, you smile at people, they think you're all nice, and then as soon as they turn around, you're going to stab them in the back. You have no virtue. I think I'm saying that right. And that's a big thing. And you can't get virtue unless you've been to the bottom and fought your way back. That's right. Speaking of which, San Francisco this week, Gavin Newsom's cleaning up San Francisco, at least a few blocks of it, getting rid of all the homeless people, sweeping the streets, waxing the streets, you know, polishing up all the buildings, because the Chinese president is coming. Where does that make sense? And you see him on TV going, well, when somebody comes over to your house, you clean up. Normal people keep their house clean. So that when, say, maybe somebody shows up unexpected, you know, like 8 million refugees from somewhere down south. But no, they said he's moving the homeless, they're doing all this cleaning, washing all the crap, because there is a map of San Francisco that shows you where all the human feces is. I bet they don't give the Chinese president that map and say, watch out where you walk, buddy, because you're going to get crap on your feet. So, no, they're going to clean it all up. I want to know where's he putting the refugees? Where are all these homeless people being shunted off to? Are they in some concentration camp somewhere for 2 weeks? Did he send them to the Bahamas for vacation? Who knows? But it's not right. Clean the place up for the people that pay the taxes. Otherwise, it's not like the Chinese president hasn't seen the video on the news of what a cesspool that San Francisco's become, or Chicago, or Los Angeles, or New York, or name any big city. He's seen the news. He's seen the videos on YouTube. He hasn't seen them on TikTok because in China, they can't play the TikTok that we get in America. Chinese TikTok is all educational programs and you know, things to make you smarter and better. American TikTok is how to be stupid. Yeah. And there is no easy fame. Just so you know. No easy fame. If you want something, you work for it. And the more you work for something, the more gratitude you can feel that you accomplished it. Falls into work ethic. You know, you have to be willing to put out. You reap what you sow, is in the Bible. The harder you work, better off you'll be. Or the chances are, the better off you'll be. You know, the government could give us all $100,000 tomorrow. And in a year from now, some people would still have the 100,000, some people would have 1 million, and some people would be dead ass broke. It's just that simple. And There's just so much. I want this show to be funny, but it can't be funny because there's so much. People are so confused about, how things should be normal, but they're not normal. People that don't want to work, it's not normal. Where would this country be if for the past 200 years, nobody wanted to do anything, except protest? I don't remember a lot of protests when the railroad was going in or when the interstate highway system was going in. I don't know. So, other quick news, Tim Scott last night surprised everybody, and including the guy on Fox News, when he announced that he was canceling his presidential run. So, I was kind of pulling for Tim Scott. Seems like a great guy. He might make a good president, but he said the time's just not right. So, maybe he's got a point. He can save it up and do it another time. So, my time's running down. I want to make sure that I get everybody thanked. I want to thank Josh. I want to thank Fact TV. I want to thank all you for watching. Remind you that if you're watching on Facebook, like the page, share the page, comment, and I'll eventually read your comments and maybe speak about them on the air. If you're watching on YouTube, somewhere down there there's a subscribe button. Push that so you won't miss an episode. It'll give you a little notification every time I've got a new episode. If you're watching on Fact TV, thanks for watching Fact TV, because it's a great thing. And anybody can do it. Get in touch with Alex over in Bellows Falls. Get in touch with Josh here in Keene. Come down and make a TV show. Spend a little bit of time. Have some fun. So, my time is up. I guess until next time, I'm Rick Blood, still talking. Peace.